and Mr. Mark Ruther from Honer and Associates is here to discuss capital projects with us.
Mark and I, we designed this where I designed the presentation just in case you voted no. Mark can read on my own. I appreciate him being here, and it was my evaluation tonight too, so he could have done it by himself. That didn't work out so well. Just want to give you an update on what is in progress.
Those are called contingency plans, right, Mark?
Contingency plans to drive right back.
We'll just want to share with you, and obviously tonight one of the things we're going to do is talk to you about the cafeteria project, the expansion and improvement at the high school, and with a request to release those documents for bid. So as we talk, there's 3 or 4 things going on here. The high school cafeteria renovation project is to update and expand the cafeteria facilities to serve students more efficiently. And we tried to address supervision and safety concerns while we're also looking at that. The budget estimate for the plan that we're presenting is between $900,000 and $1.1 million for construction. And that's an estimate right now. That includes a base bid and 2 alternates. Mark, if you want to talk about this. Talk about it, I'll switch it if you want.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. It's always a pleasure to be in front of the Rolla Board of Education. I always appreciate the opportunity to work with the district. Thank you very much. And again, we're working on the high school expansion. We've gone through some gyrations, and this is where we've gotten to. But it was basically kind of planned when we were doing some of the other projects, so that we were kind of looking at it as a master plan. So it's kind of nice to see it come to fruition. The cafeteria expansion, obviously, is to the east side, and then we've got the trash and the service enclosure, which were really some other things we had a big part in the planning of this, to kind of, now that the entrance to the major entrance to the facilities on the at the entrance on the east side, we wanted to put up a barrier to basically shield and hide the trash and the recycling and things of that nature on the east side. So we have incorporated a trash pickup on the east side, along with leaving the service entrance there as well. The alternate number 1, well, first to the east side, you'll see the seating for the cafeteria expansion. It just projects out to the east, with another entrance coming in. It is identified with the entry there. And then alternate number 1 is the scramble area that has been redesigned and just kind of opened up in the kitchen area. Went through some gyrations and tried to look at some things that the budget kind of got away from us, so we kind of went back and reevaluated and came back and just went into the scramble area where it addresses the kids' needs, and so we really honed that area down, but we did keep it as an alternate, so we break that pricing out separate so you can see those numbers on bid day. Another alternate number 2 was a screen on the back side. Now that this is becoming the main entrance again, we looked at that area just to put up a screen. It too kind of got into kind of expanded on us, just because of the wind loads and things of that nature, and where we're actually building it, that to tie it in and make sure it was structurally sound. So that was alternate number 2 that we did there. So
I'll remind you that this is what we're looking at is using capital projects dollars. These are plans, as Mark mentioned, part of the master plan from '07 to continue to upgrade our facilities and improve them to serve our students better. So this is a little bit closer drawing here of the base bid, the 3,600 square feet, which would increase seating approximately 100 students depending on what type of tables are purchased and those type things. It would be much more open. The scramble area, the idea is to be able to serve students more efficiently, to get students in and out quicker. With this design, we would be able, it's very similar to the design at the junior high, although it's not quite as big a scramble area, just simply because we don't have the square footage here to work with. But you notice the 3 checkout stands, so to speak. We could actually serve 4 lines coming out of there with 3 employees with that design. So we feel very comfortable. Larry Green, Beth Jett have had quite a bit to do with helping us in that area. If you recall from two weeks ago, the last board meeting, we discussed a possible phase 2 of this project would be to consider remodeling the actual kitchen, prep area, that type area. We looked at that in this, but decided it would be better to maybe do it in multiple phases. This is just a computer-generated picture to kind of give you an idea of the lower parking lot on that east side, the cafeteria, the new cafeterian area, the expansion area, and the trash area would be brick style to tie in with the columns on the right that we put in with the last addition. It's a little bit closer look at that design. Trash pickup would be on the left side of the top view there, where the loading zone is for the cafeteria. Just another angle. And then also the windscreen that we were talking about to hide the current chiller. That alternate may come in where we decide not to do that, to be quite honest, because of cost. It requires quite a bit of footing and support for that wind load. So, but we felt like we'd already done some engineering and drawing, and felt like we ought to go ahead and take the alternate to see what the cost would be.
Is that to the right of those doors on the lower picture?
Correct.
Is that the screen?
Correct.
Is that the cooling tower?
Yes.
Right.
Not, okay.
It's
Cooling
behind
tower.
there, yes.
Cooling tower?
Right.
Is that a louvered wall?
Yes.
So you're not impacting the operation of the tower? Okay.
And it actually sets Jim out away because there's a staircase that goes down into the boiler room. So it sets approximately 8 to 10 feet
Yeah.
from the cooling tower. Any questions on that?
Good.
The documents, I think Monday they had 95% completed, and we'd like to issue bid documents the 14th, pre-bid meeting, and this is tentative, but February 28th, and bids would be due back March 12th for an opportunity to review those prior to the board meeting on the 14th. With construction, obviously getting the contracts all put in place after it's approved and awarded to a contractor, all that needs to take place between March 14th and before construction begins. But that would allow, the sooner we can do that, that would allow them to get equipment ordered, materials ordered, because it is a tight timeline between the end of May and the completion prior to school. And as Mr. Housen mentioned, if this project goes forward this summer, we would move the high school summer school to the junior high just like we did last year. Any questions on that part? High school?
Looks good.
Okay. The next section, and Mark, they're working on this too. This is part of the long-range plan again. With controlled access, improving visibility. I shared that with you last week, so we won't, or 2 weeks ago, won't spend a whole lot of time because we don't, we're currently, the approach was we wanted to get the bid documents done for the high school cafeteria before he deployed all his people down here for this job. If you're looking at a site plan here of Truman, and we're just, it's just an update to improve visibility and to improve control the access to the building, as I mentioned before. It's a little closer view. The main entrance is on the left there. The cafeteria is to the far left. The main entrance doors. We would not be eliminating those doors. They would still be the main entrance before school, after school events, because that's the lobby. What we would do is design a new entry vestibule for during school hours. So parents, patrons would enter directly into the office area. The area that you see in tan, in the lighter tan, would have the storefront windows where secretaries have a view of people coming in from the parking lot, have a much better view of people entering or approaching the building that way. And last week, our last board meeting, we did mention that phase one has already taken place. Technology and maintenance. We got the live video feed in, the wireless entry alert for the main doors. So if you come in at between 8:15 and 2:45, the secretaries in the front office are notified that that door's been opened, and they have a view of that area. So that's one of the steps that we've taken as far as security, something that we could do relatively quick and relatively inexpensive. And I know they're very appreciative of it, and it just makes it makes for a better entrance right now. The green circle is obviously the area we were just talking about with the phase two, which is what Mark and his crew will be working on. Anything else, Mark, on that?
No, the only thing on the schedule.
Come up to the microphone.
Sorry.
We can hear you, but they
sorry.
can't hear you at home.
The only thing on the schedule, the way we'll put the documents together is because when it's going out, we'll plan on any renovation will have to take place in the general area, the office area, and they'll have to have that completed by the start of school. There may be some things that they'll need to be finishing up on the vestibule, and a lot of that will just have to do with ordering the materials and things of that nature, lead times. So we think it'll be pretty isolated. They'll just have to button that up and finish that up at the end. So.
Any questions on that part? Okay. The third capital project that we've been discussing, and I laid a booklet there for you to look at. Obviously, not going to read through it. I just wanted you to see what has been put together for the RFP. And kind of give you an update on where we are. The RFP, those were announced on February 4th, so last Monday, this past Monday, they were available for contractors. Archer, Elgin Surveying, and Anderson helped develop the RFP with their recommendations, along with information that we gathered from several sources. My plan is that Archer and Elgin and Anderson will continue to help us as this project moves forward, to be involved to represent our district. We had, just so you know, we had 7 contractors already pick up RFPs. They're available for $50, non-refundable, and so we've had 7 firms pick those up this week. This project includes a synthetic turf on at Lions Memorial Stadium. Also, so the base bid would include all the materials, all the cost for installing that turf field. The alternates you've seen before, I just wanted to put those up there to refresh your memory on what alternates are built into this. We will, I expect, the next couple of weeks be answering many questions. There are many opinions on synthetic turf and recommendations and companies have different ways of designing and building. So I expect this next week and a half we'll field several questions which we will present to our consultants here in town to help us make those right decisions on what's appropriate for this project. And then we'll put out an addendum to this book for all the contractors.
Could you go back one slide?
Yep.
quickly? The retaining wall and the bleacher relocation, don't we have to do that if we turf the field? Is that really an alternate? I mean, we can't really accept.
First of all,
it.
in the base bid, the current retaining wall would be extended.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no bleachers would have to be moved,
Okay.
and we could get a regulation soccer field.
But boy, it'd be close.
It would be it would be on the small side of a regulation soccer field. As I mentioned before, it'd be 185 width, which is on the smaller side, with 10-foot throw-ins on both sides. So,
Okay.
you know,
So we can't
so
do
it
without
will
that.
work
Okay.
without moving bleachers, and that's why we put those in as an alternate. We would like to get 195 for soccer field with 10-foot throw-ins on each side, if the bids come in appropriate. And then obviously we would gain seating
Right.
that way too, as we talked about
Okay.
in the last meeting. Good question. Any other questions about the scope? Here's the tentative timeline. We let these out on Monday, the 4th. Pre-bid meeting scheduled for the 18th. Bids are due the 25th of February. We have board meetings on the 28th and March 14th. And this will be built into the capital projects as a long-range plan, just as all of our other projects. Completion, if it started May 1st, is recommended by July 1. Obviously, that can be affected by weather. But we want to stay as far away from August 1st as we can.
Do you have a current update on the turf committee's fundraising? No?
Turf committee right now is right at 290,000. I have a company who has contacted me and said they're going to make a proposal to us, a fairly large company here in town. That I'm waiting for their proposal on what they would be willing to donate and what they might ask for as far as advertising or whatever. So we've met with them previously, laid out our hopes and what they might be able to do for us, and so they're supposed to get back with us.
Good. Very good. Thanks.
Very good.
But still waiting. We're more than happy to talk to any community member or organization that would like to be part of this. We have approximately 45 businesses and individuals that have donated toward this to help this project move along. Anything else?
Will the high school change their lunch schedule? Will they be able to decrease the number of lunches or lunch periods?
No,
Shifts.
a couple of things will happen, Jamie. We'll be able to get students in and out more efficiently. As far as reducing it from 3 shifts to 2, we will not change that. We'd have to be able to seat 550, approximately, at least 550 to go to 2 shifts. The other issue with that is we do share teachers and also classes at the junior high, so some of that's tied with their schedule too. So currently we could go the other way actually and add a 4th shift to reduce number of kids, but that would also cause some problems with staffing, getting people to and from different areas.
But keeping it 3 shifts, it's going to give the kids a lot more time to eat, which is I think been one of the concerns I've
Well,
heard.
and I really
More
think
room
it-
to spread out a little
Yeah,
bit.
by the time you get through the line and get down and
I think
start
it-
eating, it's kind of time to go.
I would also say, I've had students, and you may be able to share with us, I've had students imply that I just don't mess with it.
Yeah.
I don't like going in, it's too crowded. Going into the scramble area to try to pick up food, I'd just rather not eat.
Yep,
And I've heard that when I was over there as the activities director.
yeah.
Now, I don't know how many students that is, but I think more kids will, it'll be a pleasant.
more comfortable,
It'll be a pleasant place. We have seen a reduction in discipline problems at the junior high by being able to spread students out a little bit and give them a little more space to be in that area. So there's some safety and security. Another thing that I didn't point out was we've designed sidewalks along that trash area.
Right.
That'll be blocked, but there's sidewalks there to kind of help students come down through the parking lot instead of just walking, hopefully just walking in bus lanes and those type of things. So just a lot of little things like that that we've tried to take into consideration with the help of our administrators from that building and staff from that building.
So presently with 3 shifts, how many students are in each shift about?
The high school runs at about 960 right now total, so 320, 330
And the maximum capacity with the addition will be?
right at 450.
So what do you think of that?
That's what I was gonna ask, Ikra, what do you
That's a
think?
good idea. I mean, because a lot of people just wait until the line is really short to come and get food, and then the bell rings like 5 minutes after they get food.
I think our lunch shifts are currently about 26 minutes at the high school. So to get in, feed 300, and our food service
26
people do a
minutes,
great
yeah.
job
It really is.
and provide, I think, a quality school lunch in different varieties. But I think, as you know, if you've walked through the junior high cafeteria, it's a different atmosphere, and so it's one of those things that we didn't create this idea. The community during the long-range planning has encouraged, has said that they want our facilities quality, and they want them up, to keep up. So.
Well, this will be used like the junior high as a community event room too. I mean, we've had a lot of activity that still happens at the high school cafeteria and some at the junior high cafeteria, but gives us yet more place the community can use.
Such as Kiwanis Pancake Day, which is coming up.
Pancake Day,
It's a big event.
See any of us for tickets.
I don't have tickets.
Any other questions?
Projects, could be a busy summer.
My recommendation would be that you approve for us to release bid. I think you need to normally take action on that big of a project.
I'll make,
So we're looking at just opening it up to receive bids.
Correct.
yes.
Correct.
Jane's made the motion that we open it up to bids. Right. Is there a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor of opening it up for bids, say aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And that's the high school project, not
Right.
Truman.
Right.
It's the high school.
And we already did the
We already
turf.
did the turf. It's out there. They've got their pencils and their papers now.
Right.
So we can, these are worth $50?
You want these back?
I really do.
Yeah, I'll
I'm hoping
make-
that we get a few more companies to call, but if you'd like to come by and look at those, I'll be glad to. I just didn't want to waste money printing.
Were you
job.
expecting that many, or?
I felt like we would get, I was confident we would have 5 companies. And of course, 7 have picked it up. Will 7 actually bid? I don't know. But there obviously seems to be quite interest now.
Good.
I sent an email out on Tuesday to 6 companies notifying them, and there were 2 gentlemen from St. Louis in my office in 45 minutes. Because they were on their way back from another meeting in Springfield.
Yeah, I was
I'm not sure how they did that. No, they were coming back from another meeting, but their boss called them and said, pick it up. So,
Yeah, that's a good sign.
all right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Be
Very good.
competitive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Better, right?